Hey everybody, how are you doing? So I went ahead and did my brows off camera and I used the, hold it right, the Beige Cosmetics Shade and Define Brow Pencil Duo, and I locked them in using the Wet n Wild Mega Clear Brow Gel. So now we're going to go in and prime our eyelids using the Makeup Revolution Concealer in C8. We're going to carve out our eyebrows and prime our lids with the same concealer. So as you can tell from the title, we're going to be using the Anastacia Beverly Hills Soft Glam to create that nice golden brown cut crease smoky outer, that look that you saw in the intro. So right now we're still cutting out our eyebrows, making sure we cover up all those hairs that are still there that we haven't got rid of, you know, because we are too lazy to go get our eyebrows done. Using a small kabuki, I just blended out all over my eyelid, making sure that I make it to where it's just tacky and not still completely wet. So now we're going to go ahead and take the Soft Glam palette. Mine is like super dirty, and we're going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange on a fluffy crease brush. And the primer or the concealer being tacky definitely helped the pigment show up a lot more. I only take little bits at a time, so I'll constantly go back and dip into the palette. And I like to work with a little bit of shadow at a time so I can blend, and then go back in, and then blend and go back in until I get it to where I kind of want it to be. So you could leave this shadow in particular a lot lighter, or, you know. Now we're going to take a more tapered blending brush and go in with that brown shade Rustic and place that a little lower than we placed the orange shadow. And again, dipping back in, blending until you get the depth and darkness that you want, or that I want, because I'm the one doing this tutorial. I went back in with my other brush just to blend out, and if there was any shadow left on it, it's fine. So now I'm going with a different clean brush. So maybe I went back in with the orange color. Sorry, I'm doing the voiceover after the fact. We just keep going back and forth with brushes, so I got kind of lost right now. So now we're going in with Cypress Umber on a more dense blending brush and going into that outer corner. And back in with that brush, and then this brush. Oh, okay, so we're going in with those colors again, because once you blend, they kind of like fade away. So I always go back in with that same color that I used with that brush and just kind of put it back. I was blending and I really didn't like how everything looked. So I ended up, right now, as you can see, I ended up just completely wiping off the eye look. I was very unhappy with it, how everything was blending together. So as you can see from my face, I was just extremely unhappy. And here we are starting over. So let's go back and prime our eyelids with the concealer again. It happens sometimes, you know? You start an eye look and it just doesn't turn out what you want it to be, so you start over. And so we're going to go back in with Burnt Orange again into the crease. So I left that part of the clip in there. I left the beginning in here about how I messed up and erased it, just to kind of show you guys that I say it in every video. I'm not a makeup artist. I am very much a beginner. I just love to play with makeup. I have it and I absolutely love it. And I make mistakes all the time, and you can make mistakes. So let's go in with sienna this time instead of the brown. And we're taking sienna into the crease at a lower, much lower than the burnt orange color. So like I was saying, you know, you can make mistakes. It happens. You don't have to forcibly like everything that you do. You know, you can always erase it and start over. Do not settle. So we are blending sienna hardcore right now. So now we're gonna go with Cypress Umber. So we just completely skipped over the shade Rustic. Maybe that's the shade I got a little frustrated with. So we're going in with Cypress Umber in the outer corner, and we're kind of dragging whatever's left on the brush across my lid, but focusing it mainly on the outside part of my eye. So now we're going in with concealer and cutting our crease as best as we can, because this is honestly probably the hardest part of this whole thing, is making sure that crease is cut nicely. Next, I'm going to spray my flat brush and go in with the shade Fairy and stick that where we had the tacky concealer. And definitely the concealer being tacky and the brush being wet helped this show up so nicely. Next, I'm going in with Cypress Umber on a different brush and blending that into the shimmer shade that we just added, kind of adding more depth back into the outer corner. With a pencil, tiny, small, detailed pencil brush, I'm going to go back in with Cypress Umber, and I wanted to add more depth to that cut crease, like where we cut the crease. I wanted to give it much more of a defined look, so that's why I grabbed such a small brush and then went back and blended out that brown. Grabbed another pencil brush and went back with sienna to blend out that brown that I had just placed with that small detailed brush. And then grabbed another brush to clean it up. I went in with my finger with more shimmer just to kind of try to blend it out. I felt like I went too far with the brown and I was trying to fix it. I went back in with more brown to then blend that out again. So I guess we finished the eye look. That was it. We're gonna clean up that outer corner with some makeup remover so we can have a nice line to work with, and go in with our Loreal super slim liquid eyeliner. It's like a felt tip liner, and we're gonna go ahead and make that wing girl. It's not the best wing, but we're working on it. The eye look actually came out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to, so I'm really happy about that. So I did my other eye off camera just to save some time, even though this video is still 20 minutes long. Going in with my Maybelline Master Prime in the green one, just to blur out some of my redness. This is one of my favorite primers. Love it. For foundation today, we're going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Cream Beige. I use this foundation so much. You could see from how dirty the bottle was. I probably don't need as much foundation as I'm putting on, but It's too late now. So going in with that Morphe Beauty blending sponge, and just kind of blending it all out. Cake. Gotta get that forehead. What a difference. Back in with Makeup Revolution concealer for my under eye. Put some on that chin. Blend out those under eyes with that same sponge. Might as well. We are going to set the face with the Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to take this fluffy small Morphe brush to kind of set that powder in there in place. And we're going to set our smile lines and our chin, because your girl smiles 24/7 and her smile lines are redonkulous. Set that nose, because we do get oily on the nose, so we got to set that. Next, we're going to go in with our Maybelline Super Stay pressed powder to set everywhere else on the face. So all the other tacky foundation, we're going to set it with this. Next, we're going to go in with the Tartiest Pro Glow, and I'm going to take the contour powder shade, and using my Morphe brush, I'm going to go ahead and try to contour this face. So going in on the sides and up at the top to the forehead, because I do have a huge forehead for some reason. Next, I wanted to use some of that translucent powder to help me carve out my contour a little bit more. I don't put like a lot. I don't put like too much to where it's gonna bake it. I put just enough so where it helps me like chisel it out still. And whatever's left, I'll try to pretend like I'm contouring my nose a little bit. Same thing, gonna go ahead and use some powder to chisel out that contour. Next, we're gonna go into the BH Cosmetics blush palette, and using a BH Cosmetics brush, we're going to... I made that face because I thought it was too pigmented, but I mean, it doesn't look crazy yet. But I still went in with a stippling brush to kind of blend it out a little bit more. I felt like it was a little too much going on. Went a little heavy-handed. Now I'm just wiping away all that excess powder that I have on my under eye. And it's so funny because my under eyes ended up being so bright for some reason. I was not the biggest fan of that. So we're going in with the pencil brush and using the shade Sienna from the Soft Glam palette and smoking out those under eyes, my lower lash line. Next, we're going in with Maybelline's Master Chrome in Molten Golden and using that to highlight all of our high points of our face today. Whoa, a lot came off of the brush that time. Gotta highlight that nose, you know, because we aren't even going anywhere after this. We are filming this at like 11:30 at night. Gotta highlight those inner corners. Next, I'm going to go in with Coco Loco from Jordana. It's a lip liner, and we're going to line those lips, girl. We got to accentuate them as much as we can because your girl does not have no filler, so we need all the help we can get. Adding some of it to all the corners of my mouth just to give it some contouring-ish ombre look. Next, we're going to go in with an e.l.f. matte liquid lipstick in the shade Blushing Rose. And place that on the center where we didn't put lip liner. And just kind of blend it out with our finger so it's darker and then ombres into a lighter. Maybe it doesn't look quite like that, but I liked kind of how it turned out. Next, we're going to set our face with the Smashbox Primer Water. I know it says Primer Water, but you can also set your face with it. And like I said, I wasn't going anywhere, so. Next, we're using the L'Oreal Voluminous Paradise Mascara. And using that on our top and bottom lashes. And that is the eye look, guys. I absolutely fell in love with how this turned out. This was something that I did not plan on doing. I wasn't expecting it, and like I said, it was like 11 o'clock at night. But I'm so happy with the results, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you think down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!